In this activity, I'm still working on my comparative analysis for my dream schools. In this part, I want to focus on the financial aid information and resources offered by each of the schools I'm interested in. I'm going to go back up to admissions.duke.edu and see if I can find any financial aid information. At the very top, I see they have a tab for financial support. I see 51% of Duke undergraduates receive aid and 70% of Duke students graduate debt-free. So that is definitely a great sign. All right, I'm going to scroll down. They have a net price calculator, which will help you figure out how much the school will cost for you based on your parents' or guardian's financial situation. And then they give you an overview of the forms that you need to submit. And then they talk about the annual costs, which we looked at in the previous activity. This is before any need-based adjustments. All right, I'm going to go over to the Karsh Office of Undergraduate Financial Support to take a look at more need-based opportunities. I see they have a list of types of aid. If I go back on my tracker, I want to take a look at the grants, scholarships, work study, and loans that are available through the school or sponsored by the school. I'm going to go back. Let me go over. Okay. Types of aid. I'll take a look at grant aid. So grant aid is money you don't have to pay back, and it can come from different sources. For Duke students, the two most common sources are institutional grants from Duke and federal or state grants from the government. All the grants our office provides are based on need, which means you receive them because of your family's financial situation. When you submit a financial aid application, we review your circumstances to provide you all the grants we can. We review your application for both Duke grants and federal state grants, so there's no separate application for the two types. All right, so I want to copy and paste this right here. So I know that Duke does offer some institutional grants that do not have to be paid back. And let me adjust the formatting on this. All right. And I'm going to comment where I got that resource from. financialaid.duke.edu, types of aid, grant aid. Insert a comment right there. All right, I'm going to skip scholarships for right now because that will be on a separate tab. I want to take a look at work study and loans. So I'm going to go back to work study. All right, so work study is a program that helps students get part-time jobs, primarily on Duke's campus, which will be much more convenient. When a work study student finds a job, financial aid pays a portion of his or her wages. For this reason, many on-campus employers will require a student to participate in work study program in order to be hired for a job. If you've applied for financial aid and have been offered work study, you have an opportunity to gain great work experience and network with professionals inside and outside of the Duke community. So I'm going to copy and paste that. Work study. And I'm going to comment where I got that information from. And next up, loans. Let me go back. Okay. Paying for college, understanding the borrowing process, and managing your money while in school can be difficult topics to navigate with confidence. The Office of Student Loans and Personal Finance is here to provide resources and support to help you make more informed decisions when it comes to financing and educational experience here at Duke. And I love that they have an email, a phone number, and you can actually book an appointment if you'd like to get guidance on that student loan process. They also have a link of recommended lenders if you need outside student loans. All right, so I'm going to make a list of the outside lenders or include a link to it. I'll paste that there. Okay. I'm going to go back to see how I could book an appointment if I want to talk to someone. Okay. All right, so I've included a link to outside lenders that are recommended by Duke. I included a link to the Office of Undergraduate Student Loans so you can book an appointment to speak with someone. And then finally, I want to take a look at any loans that are included in the financial aid offer from my school. So if I go to loans, they have loans and aid offer. So sometimes you'll get a financial aid letter from the school that actually already includes a loan amount in it. And these loans are typically federal loans that will be in your name. In the event that federal loan plus any other grants is not enough to cover your net costs, then you'll look into outside private loans and merit scholarships. So I do want to copy and paste this link on loans and the aid offer. Let me put it at the top. That won't link it. All right. Next, I want to go back up to see if there are any institutional merit scholarships. These are funded by the institution. It's different than private outside scholarships that can be applied to different schools. I want to go back and let's see, this is outside scholarships. I'm going to go to merit scholarships. So all students are automatically considered for merit scholarships when they apply to Duke. There's no separate application for merit scholarships generally. The two exceptions are the Robertson Scholarship and the Nakayama Scholarship. Our office offers only this specific office, the financial aid office, handles the need-based aids. I want to take a look at the Office of University Scholars and Fellows to learn more about the scholarships. Let's see. Merit scholarships. There's not a separate application for these merit scholarships, and students are automatically considered. All right. And then often you can take a look at some of the merit scholarships that they have. You can't apply to these directly, but you can see what the mission, values, goals of each of the scholarship programs are and have something to look forward to. Right, and then I'm just going to copy and paste that resource as well. So there's not a separate scholarship, there's not a separate application to be considered for those scholarships. And that's the case for many institutional merit scholarships for first-year applicants. So next up, I want to take a look at any financial aid forms that I have to submit. I'm going to go back up to admissions.duke to see if there was a list. I think we included that in our checklist earlier. But I'll go back, financial support. And I see I need to submit the FAFSA, the CSS profile. All right, so I'm going to say for financial aid forms, FAFSA and CSS profile. Then I want to know what percent of students receive financial aid. I think that was 51%. So 51% receive financial support. And then the average amount awarded to students. Let's see. I'm going to go back to apply for financial support. Karsh Office of Undergraduate Financial Support. Let's see. Maybe how is aid calculated? I want to look for the average amount of aid awarded. They don't have the average award amount listed, but I will take a note that Duke meets 100% of demonstrated need. And that may be through grants, through federal loans. So I'm going to say Duke meets 100% of the need. Let me go back. And I'll also take note of the fact that 70% of students graduate debt-free, which we saw on that financial support page. %70 of Duke students graduate debt-free. All right. So now I know that they have institutional grants. They automatically consider first-year applicants for merit scholarships. There are work study opportunities available on campus for those who qualify for federal work study. Some aid letters may include loans in the aid letter. Duke has a list of recommended lenders for outside loans, and you can actually book an appointment to speak with a representative from the Office of Student Loans at Duke. Throughout this process, you'll need to complete the FAFSA and the CSS for need-based aid. 51% of Duke students will receive financial support. Duke meets 100% of your demonstrated need through loans, grants, work study, and 70% of Duke students graduate free. So that is great to know. All right, so I will see you all in the next video.